Darlings, how are you guys doing? It is a Monday. It is Indigenous Peoples Day. What a wonderful, wonderful week we're going to have. Putting it out there in the universe. It's going to be a wonderful week. It's going to have its curves, but otherwise, will be a wonderful week. Oops, I think I have my. Sorry, I think my mic was so low. So, anyway, I hope you darlings are having a fabulous, fabulous start to your week. And I feel like it's going to be a wonderful week. Actually, I'm just going to remind the universe it's going to be a wonderful week. That's it. A wonderful week. You're going to throw me curves. You're going to throw me, a little pothole here and there. But it's going to be a wonderful week. All the way around, regardless of that. Anywho, darlings, so Aoki Lee, Kimora Lee, and Russell Simmons's daughter, or I think she is the younger daughter. I'm not sure. She is one of the two daughters from the union of Kimora Lee and Russell Simmons. And recently has been in the news for a very negative thing, which is having a summer link up with a man who was definitely old enough to be her grandpappy. Anywho, so Aoki Lee has shared her plans recently to step away from the modeling industry. The 22-year-old Harvard graduate recently revealed in an emotional Instagram live that the constant comparisons to her mother have made her rethink hard her space in the fashion industry, in the modeling industry in particular. Quote, "I think I'm probably wrapping up modeling soon," end quote. Aoki admitted. Quote, "I'm getting a job in my degree field, working in government or international relations," unquote. And I'm glad for her. I know it, and for possibly for her mom and her dad, they were probably hoping that she would finally lean into her degree field. I believe she earned 2 degrees from Harvard. One in classics and another one in political science or government studies. And I'm glad that she is finally utilizing, what she has spent countless hours for to get that coveted diploma, and from Harvard, no less. She said that she further emphasized that while she has enjoyed modeling, the weight of being compared to her famous mother has been challenging. And I think it would be if you have famous parents and people have this idea of how fast you should ascend the ladder and surpass them. That's a great weight for anyone to achieve, for anyone to bear. She further said that, quote, "It's hard to go somewhere and get told over and over, quote, you're not pretty enough," unquote. She's a very pretty girl. For me, I think she's a very pretty girl. She's naturally pretty. But what do I know about the modeling industry, right? I feel like she has the physique for it. She has the height for it. I'm really, obviously I'm not knowledgeable about what they look for high fashion models, for like department store models. I don't know. But, and maybe, it's just a lot of, it may also be filled with a lot of haters that are like in your face, like giving you snide comments. Maybe. I'm not a model. I wouldn't know. So Aoki further explained how casting calls that her mother once attended create an uncomfortable sense of comparison. Quote, people think it's cool that I go to the same castings as my mom, but it's not, unquote, she said. Quote, when you don't get the job, it feels like a huge comparison, like, okay, you're not as good, unquote. And some of this might be her own inner feelings that she has to contend with, and could also be, again, a other people making snide comments potentially that like coalesces in her mind to be just one big negative thing, which is not good either. Um, but she continues that despite her frustrations, she acknowledges that she is a capable model, that she's worked really hard, but that it's a tough industry and that there are a lot of beautiful girls and great models who still can find work. And I think it's true for a lot of industries, work industries, and not just for model fashion, the fashion industry. And I'm sure it's cutthroat. And for example, in the industry I'm in, I I see a lot of applicants, um, and a lot of them, uh, I'm part of, at least for my department, combing through the hundreds, and sometimes we get thousands of resumes, whether it be entry level, medium, or um, C suite. And I start to think, my gosh, there's so many great people with so many great experiences, but then you only have a handful of positions to fill, and it sucks. I personally feel like it sucks for the candidates. And I realized that it's very tough for them. I mean, it was very tough for me trying to get into this industry that I'm in now. But I know that with persistence, you will find the one that you're looking for, or at least get your foot in the door with persistence. Because it took me years also, and I mean years, plural. It took me over 5 years to get into the particular industry that I wanted to be in while working elsewhere. I just kept applying. I kept trying to increase my work experience with multiple lateral positions that could, like, where I could utilize the experience off of one to uh well, to hopefully propel me forward from one to the other. Yeah. I can't really talk about where I work. but but yes, it has its own challenges. I think every job has its own challenges, and whether you're working in retail or working in food service, which in my early days I have worked in both industries, and yes, my gosh, people can be super rude. I mean, holy shock. However, my takeaway from those jobs, from those really low paying jobs, harnessed my patience, harnessed my diligence, it harnessed my ability to be persistent, to again increase my work experience, to remind myself that this is not the end all be all. When I was working in food service and retail, I told myself, this is not the only position you will have. You're going to be doing so much better, and you're going to look back, and this is just going to be an experience for you that you can draw from when you're having a bad day. So I'm hoping that that would be true for her. And I'm really glad that Aoki is pursuing now, again, what she has gone to school for. I mean, Harvard is not an easy school. And to get dual degrees, one in particular that she can readily use. I don't know if, say, she can apply for a position somewhere in Washington, D.C., like, consulting, or like the United Nations, or like a law office or something. So, anywho, Aoki does express a deep appreciation for her modeling career, and again, she is eager to pursue a path that aligns with her academic background, which is great. The Harvard grad earned her degree in government and plans to return to the field. She also has a degree in the classics. She said that she's taking the foreign service test so she can get back into international relations, which is great. And as for her decision to leave modeling, it is bittersweet, as her mother, Kimora Lee Simmons, has celebrated Aoki's success on social media, calling her a quote beauty and applauding her accomplishments. However, again, Aoki feels the need to step out of her mother's shadow and forge her own path outside of the industry, and maybe, just maybe, that would be the best thing for her to do. So, comparisons, it's inevitable, right? It's inevitable. People will say, "Oh, you're a nepo baby if you're in the same industry as your parents, who essentially are your predecessors in that industry, and or if you're working like in the family business and you almost immediately get propelled to middle management or even C-suite, then yes, the ringings of comparisons will never end." Anywho, I hope that she does better in her pursuit of this new path that she's taking with, hopefully, international relations, and cheers to her. Anywho, darlings, that's all we have for this one. We shall see you, or I shall see you, in the next go around. I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I actually don't know if I should say it in the beginning or I should say it at the end of my videos. I haven't really gotten like my, yeah. I still treat my YouTube channel like a quick chat with like a friend or friends, plural. Like when you call them on the phone and then you're like, so this is what happened. This is the new tea, or how you don't want, Anywho, I'm like going off on a tangent. Sorry. I checked my YouTube. I forget. I really do. I forget to check how many subscribers we have now. I think it's because I have had my YouTube channel since August of last year. Since August of last year really is when it started to gain traction as far as having subscribers. However, my first video that I uploaded was a test stream for World of Warcraft, and this is for Dragonflight. This was on January 1st of last year. So we've had the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, for a little over a year now, and we have grown to 182 subscribers. Isn't that great? It's almost like 365. You know what I mean? I feel like if we grow to 365 within the year, wouldn't that be fabulous? Like 1 subscriber per day. Well, I can only dream, right? Look, I can dream and you can dream, and we can all dream fabulous things for ourselves, because we are all kinds of fabulous. And on that, don't you ever forget, you are all kinds of fabulous. And try to leave grace for others. I know it's hard. It's hard for me too, but try to leave grace for others. And always remember to journey in gratitude, my darling dears. I shall see you all later. Toodaloo for now. Bye.